Hello, everyone. My name is Daisy Peralta. I'm in Dr. Ram's international law class, and I chose to do my global challenges assignment on torture prevention. I thought it is still a global issue that is very much prevalent in our world today. So we are going to be looking at a variety of things, such as intergovernmental organizations, non-governmental organizations, and the laws in place that help prevent such an issue. So I chose to do this subject just because people all around the world are being subject to torture or ill treatment, and this can be anywhere from prisons and detention centers or in psychiatric hospitals and places such as that, but it often happens behind closed doors, so we're often not made aware of it. And although we may never experience such treatment, others very much will. So we're going to be looking at first the Convention Against Torture. This is the United Nations is an intergovernmental organization, meaning that its members are countries. So the United Nations has a Convention Against Torture and is specifically made for the prevention of torture. And it does a very good job at defining not only what torture is, so with such things such as saying that it's any act which severe pain or suffering is made, or whether it's physical or mental. So it gives a very descriptive definition of what torture is defined as. And it not only that, it also provides a framework for a committee against torture. And it's more at the bottom, but it provides a framework for this committee against torture, which this committee actually does periodic visits to countries, and it basically will provide a report and based on its observations, and it will provide solutions on these observations. And then the countries have to submit their own report back to the committee on how they chose to resolve such issues that the Committee Against Torture found. So another very similar treaty to this one is the European Convention for the Prevention of Torture. It's a little bit different in the name, but it's very similar. The big difference between this one is that the European Convention for the Prevention of Torture is specifically for the Council of Europe, meaning that only the members of the Council of Europe are subject to this particular convention, and it actually allows they also have a framework for a committee as well, and it also allows that committee to administer visits to any of the countries in the Council of Europe, regardless if they have ratified the treaty or not. So this treaty also gives a good framework for their committee, and it's very similar to the UN Convention Against Torture. And these have also influenced non-governmental organizations such as Amnesty International. Amnesty International covers a variety of issues, but it also covers torture, and their fight against torture is very present. They help in a variety of ways. This includes by doing independent checks on detention centers, monitoring interrogations. They give prompt access to lawyers and courts, visits and communications with family members, and thorough and effective investigations into torture allegations. So that is one of the many ways that they help victims of torture. They also provide a variety of different stories on their websites in their campaign against torture. So you can look at those on their website. There's another non-governmental organization who also is influenced by the conventions, and they actually worked hand in hand with the United Nations in providing a solution for this global issue. Their founder this is the Association for the Prevention of Torture. Their founder actually helped create the OPCAT, which is the optional protocol for the Convention Against Torture, and this establishes the system of visits that we had previously talked about. So this is very much an issue that is still present today, and you may wonder why this, regardless of the international laws that are set in place and the countries ratifying these laws, why torture still exists. Well, there's a variety of reasons. For non-governmental organizations, I would say the biggest reason is probably resources. There's not a lot of resources for them to investigate such allegations of torture in a lot of countries. Another thing is for countries, like I had previously stated, that often torture happens behind closed doors, and we don't know this is happening. We're unaware. So it's hard to provide a solution or take a state to court when there is no evidence of what is happening. And also oftentimes there's countries will ratify treaties and make reservations, and these are also sometimes loopholes for countries. Once they have ratified it, they often find loopholes in reservations so that their violations don't seem as great. So there's also a variety of countries, big countries, even like the US, have ratified the Convention Against Torture and have violated the convention. I have a source over here by Ron Susskind who talks about how the US used their war on terror to justify their use of torture after 9/11. So that's a good source to see that of big countries who violate such treaties. But I feel that it is, there's a lot of reasons why this is still very much a issue today. There's the reason of reservations, not enough resources. If there's more resources, maybe these committees could visit certain countries more often than just every 4 years, and they could do it annually if there was more resources, but unfortunately there isn't. And until we can find reasons, these resources, we are going to continue to see issues such as these, and our fight against torture will continue. So it is unfortunate, but this is what we have so far, and we are nowhere near solving this issue.